Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report so packed with numbers it's practically begging for a spreadsheet makeover. But don't worry, we'll translate all that corporate jargon into something you can actually understand and maybe use at your next trivia night. This report is all about Vanguard Trustees Equity Fund. Basically, it gives us a peek into how some of their investment funds are doing. We will be looking into whether they are making smart choices with their money. What is the performance of their emerging markets, commodity strategy, and global environmental opportunities funds, and if they are managing risk well. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents just like this, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Come on over and bring your burning questions. First up, the report covers several different funds within Vanguard Trustees Equity Fund. We've got the Emerging Market Select Stock Fund, the Commodity Strategy Fund, and the Global Environmental Opportunities Stock Fund. Each of these funds focuses on different areas of investment, so it's like getting a look at several mini companies all at once. Let's start with the Emerging Market Select Stock Fund. It invests in companies in developing countries like Brazil, China, and India. It's like betting on the future growth of these economies. Now, where is their money? A big chunk, almost 70%, is in Asia. They're also betting on Africa, Europe, and both North and South America. It gives you a sense that they are covering every corner of the world at the same time. All these numbers tell us where the fund sees the potential for growth and essentially where they think the world's economic future lies. How much does it cost to have them handle your money? If you had $10,000 invested, it would cost you about 40 each year. This is what they call an expense ratio, which is 0.80%. Essentially, for every $100 they manage for you, they take 80 cents to cover their costs. How big are they anyway? The fund net assets are $770 million. The value of all the investments they hold is close to $1 billion. So it's a big operation we are talking about. The number of portfolio holdings is 239. That's how many companies they invest in. The portfolio turnover rate is 13%, meaning they are not flipping companies all the time. Next, let's dig into the Vanguard Commodity Strategy Fund. Now, this fund doesn't invest in stocks, but in commodities or raw materials indirectly. This is like investing in the ingredients that everything else is made from, not the final products. Where does this fund put its money? Over 97% is in US government securities. This is a fancy way of saying they are buying treasury bonds, which are generally very safe investments. The important key number is 97% US government bonds. How much does it cost to have a piece of the pie here? The cost of a $10,000 investment is a mere $9 or $8 is extremely low. What's the operation size here? The fund net assets are close to $2 billion. That is a serious amount of commodities related power. But with a portfolio of only 57 holdings, they don't move around too much either, with a 14% portfolio turnover rate. Now let's check out the Vanguard Global Environmental Opportunities Stock Fund. This one invests in companies that are doing good for the environment, like renewable energy or waste management. This is where your money can go green. Where does this fund make its bets? Almost 30% in Asia and 36% in Europe. North America is also big at 33%. You can understand they are covering companies innovating in all these key parts of the world. How much does it cost to save the world? The cost of a $10,000 investment nets out at $34. That's 0.71% a year. Again, this is what we call the expense ratio. What's the operation size of green investing here? Light $75 million fund. With 28 holdings, they are concentrated in only 28 companies. The portfolio turnover rate is 33%. Now, it may get a little confusing because of share differentiation. You will read about investor shares and admiral shares in the tables. If a mutual fund share has class-based differentiations, minimum investment amounts, etc. That's the case here, and the purpose is simply to target slightly different personas. It is not needed to dig into the share definitions at this time, and so we will move forward with a macro view for the sake of speed. We should now check on the financial statements across all those funds without zooming in too much. Vanguard Emerging Markets Select Stock Fund net assets are at $770 million. Vanguard Commodity Strategy Fund has net assets of $1.8 billion. Nominal Opportunities Stock Fund reports net assets as $74 million. Now there's an item of proxy disclosures. What does it tell us? It seems there was a vote where people chose board members. It doesn't necessarily change direction for us, but it's good they voted on things because they oversee risk. Finally, we have the signatures of the big bosses at Vanguard, Salim Romji and Christine Buchanan. This says, "We stand behind these numbers. That's important, especially when dealing with so many billions of dollars." Looking at these results more broadly, it's clear that Vanguard is trying to offer something for everyone. If you're into high growth emerging markets, they've got a fund for you. If you want something super safe and tied to the US government and the market behavior, they've got that too. And if you want to invest in a way that makes you feel good about the planet, they've got their Environmental Opportunities Stock Fund. The Emerging Markets Fund, while globally diverse, carries the inherent risks of less stable economies and political situations. The cost to investors, though, seems fair, especially with the potential upside in those markets. The Commodity Strategy Fund's nearly exclusive focus on US government securities screams safety and stability, but may limit potential gains. What is notable here is that it comes with extremely low expenses. The Global Environmental Opportunities Stock Fund, with its lower asset base, is a niche play. The expense ratio is reasonable, but the returns may depend heavily on the success of the green sector. Vanguard is trying to build trust, which is what all these types of reports do. But ultimately, you are the better judge of that. That is the point of Corporate Decoder, so that you can make a better decision about who to trust. Alright, that's our breakdown of Vanguard's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the future? Do you see other interesting trends? What do these insights mean to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.